Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, everyone, to hopefully one of your daily dosages of advice. This one being from a Muslimah's perspective. I say dosage because if you look at the world around us, we need to be constantly reminded of the fact that this world is temporary and not everything is going to be perfect. Like we have an illness and need medication for that illness. Ladies and gentlemen, Islam is that antidote. And I think that all of us as Muslims need to do our best to learn more about it. The only people who know about Islam should not just be the scholars. We should also take a role in preserving as much knowledge of the deen as we can so that we can pass it on to our children and spread the true beauty of Islam throughout our lifetimes. It is crucial that we all do that for the sake of Allah. Today we're going to be talking about friendships, and your companions, those who we love after our families. Some grow to become our family, and in some people's cases, are cherished even more so than their own family. And this isn't gonna just be about friends specifically and their character, but looking exactly as to why they can come and go through the door, into our lives, and then right back out again. Because it happens. It's happened to me, and it's happened to the most of us. Friends aren't people that can be guaranteed to stay when some of the foundations lay upon common interests or regular presences. For example, you work at the same shop, you both go to the same school, you have common friends, or your families know each other. The list itself is endless because in all truths, it isn't actually that hard to make a friend. At least I can say so in my experience. Whether those friends actually are good ones, and whether experiences and laughs can be shared is another story entirely. But for the most part, if you know somebody from somewhere and you talk to them regularly, it isn't that hard to make a new friend. Being civil towards other people is a characteristic that we should all have in the outside world. Within day-to-day interactions, most of us present a kindly stature in our morning walk to the coffee shop and upon taking our orders. And if you don't, then work on changing that, because smiling is a sunnah, and a kindly nature will earn you reward. So put the effort in so it can benefit your akhirah, inshallah. Being civil and just being a good person overall, both on the inside and the outside, can help you to attract good people to also come and talk to you. Good attracts good, and so if you become the good company, you will surely find it easier to surround yourself with good company. However, if you are somebody who treats others in a nasty manner, belittle other people and walk around bullying others, then you are from those who have bad character. All you are doing through your actions is simply pushing away any good people and attracting others who have the same interests as you do. Similar interests is one of the big foundations to any friendship. Upon making a friend, regardless of the foundation, over time you'll begin to realize the true potential over that friendship. Whether you can talk about real issues, your own passions, and even pursue those efforts together, or simply just accompany each other to lunches at work or school. I've experienced both sides, and I'm sure that everyone has established their own inner and outer friendship circles to define who they can confide in and who they can just study with or talk to, etc. The point is, not every friendship is the same. And so defining a good friendship will have so many meanings because it changes from person and situation. However, there are some basic bricks that make this building. And for it to be sturdy and stand tall, you're going to need a few things in your cement. The first thing that you need is somebody with good character. And I say this because regardless of how obvious it sounds, A good character means somebody who is nice to everyone. Not just nice to you and then a complete brat to everyone else. Being kind is a sign that a person is genuine because they are trying to look out for other people, even if it's just with a smile. And they're looking out for their deen too, because they aren't just committing sin after sin whilst gossiping or taunting other people. You need somebody like this in your life because they will be a source of kindness that can align with yours, and you will find joy in that alliance. A kind personality is not something to just throw away, and if you naturally have one, you should never just throw it away for popularity. If you are of the age where you go to school with older kids, and this can even take place in some work settings, but there is sadly this consistent mean girl clique that I seem to see. And it's not just the High School Musical go in and trash every girl's locker type thing, but simply in their attitude and the gossiping and the so-called I'm a celebrity mentality that people adopt whilst they trash others who are not in their circle, making it seem as if they are the superior ones in that environment. Arrogance or wealth should never be a reason to be popular. If that is how it is, and it is in your circle of friends, enlighten them and yourselves to change that or leave. Somebody with a good character will also be somebody who treats you with respect. And this is why if you are friends with someone who is trash talking about other people, you've got one pillar less in your structure, and now it's already becoming a little bit more rickety. If they don't have kindness, it will also be easier for them to turn and point fingers as they also discard their own sense of respect for you, and that's simply because of their personality. They begin to trash talk you and say horrible things about you, but then you brush it off because they're just like that. No. In this day and age, why are we letting toxicity stay in the name of personality? Mean behavior will always be mean behavior. And regardless of whether it's being done to you or somebody else, it isn't okay when somebody's hurting. Respect is a fundamental part of being a good person. And respecting others for simply just being human, and as being a Muslim, it's something that we should strive to do. A friendship is meant to be a place of comfort, and for a lot of people, our friends are our family when we aren't at home. We should be able to confide in them and seek advice, be able to celebrate each other's successes, whilst also working to improve ourselves too. If you don't have respect in your friendship, how can you truly say that the person sitting in front of you really has your best interests at heart? It's also really bizarre as to how people can walk around with people who actually hate them internally. You're friends with somebody who sees you as their worst enemy. And I think that when you come towards a friendship, not everybody is going to always be there for you. But it's one thing being somebody's confidant at every twist and turn of your life, and another if it's your friend that's doing that twisting. And of course, nothing can happen without the will of Allah. But if you are hanging out with somebody who wants to see you fail no matter what, and yet you continue on with that friendship, that is a dangerous game to play. It isn't going to be good for yourself, your deen, nor your akhirah. So why surround yourself with those people? Good friends will be trying their best to be better. Nobody is perfect. Nobody can say, I'm the best at everything, and there's absolutely nothing I have to work on to improve myself, because they'd be lying. A good friend is someone who will not only be trying to develop healthier lifestyles and habits dunya-wise, but also will be working on getting to Jannah too. I get it, it's not going to be easy to just get better yourself. But if you can find somebody who also wants to improve and learn more about Islam, then both of you can help each other to increase your knowledge of Islam. Let me give you a little example. If you're at a job and you want to start praying, but then you haven't really figured that out yet. You don't know if your boss can make a space or if the break timings don't suffice for you to make wudu and whatever. Then there is a colleague that you also have at work, a friend. You ask them about it, when you're having your lunch, and you find that they also want to pray at work too. Both of you want to actively get closer to the deen and learn more about Islam. Then, after your shift, both of you collectively go and ask your manager, and then you get that arrangement sorted. Then it goes to both of you praying, and then both of you benefit. Now, this doesn't mean that if you don't have a Muslim colleague at work with you, it means that you can't go pray. No, of course not. If you're the only Muslim, you still need to make those arrangements so that you can pray on time. But my point is that having someone who strives to be better can also help you to be better. That motivation that you needed, that boost of confidence, all that can be acquired simply by having a friend that wants to do the same. Humans have strength in numbers, regardless of what situation. Voting, protests, and the day-to-day handlings we see at work. It is in the same way that we have strength to improve when we are surrounded by people who want to do the same. You and your friend want to get 5 hours worth of studying done, and both of you are motivated to do so, you will get it done. You want to do a fitness plan, both of you will get it done. We need to find as many sources as possible in our daily lives to get closer to Allah. And if your friends can be one of them, then you've won a battle against the shaitan. I say this because people have different personalities. They have one at home and one with their friends. And in this day and age, it is so easy to just do a little haram. It came to a point where, even in my life, doing haram wasn't hard around my friends. A little swear word here and then to crack a joke, no problem. I was ignorant. And I think that a lot of the youth today still go through this problem, because amongst friends, the way of laughter, humor even, has been mixed with adding foul words. Everyone wants a friend that will save them from a burning building. But get a friend that will also save you from Jahannam, because every time you gossip, swear, and do bad things, that's another sin. You see them every day, and then you swear every day. Just think to yourself about how many sins that is. You're committing haram with your friends. You're not thinking about the akhirah. A true friend will care for you and want to continue that friendship in Jannah. They would strive to ensure that you do not fall off the path to Jannah. And both of you, working together, can work to get to Jannah. And things like swearing, backbiting, they seem so little. It's so easy to just slip out a few words, and for what? To promote someone in a negative way? To sway someone's outlook on something else? Because you may be doing it for yourself, for your own gain, so that this person is on your side, but you are also drowning yourself in sin. Your bad deeds are increasing, but we forget it. It's so simple, yet we forget that. We just do bad and encourage others to do bad, and now being bad is romanticized in the media and our music and our perspectives of every single part of our own lives, to the point where having friends that do bad things has become the ideal. But for what? For a few moments to feel on top? Like you're amazing? Superior? Because that so-called superiority is going to be the thing that makes you fall right down to the bottom of the tower. You're either good and in, or bad and out. You need to choose who stays in, and choose that wisely, because you become your friends. Your friends will reflect you, and you will reflect your friends. The people you spend time with and discuss with, those opinions and thoughts are going to be mingled in your head. You're going to be influenced by those very thoughts, no matter what they are. If you let people that gossip into your life, and you keep them right there, you're going to let them into your mind. Your frame of thought is going to be bended to look a lot more like theirs. And if you're not careful, you might even start adopting the same bad habits that they have. You may know that it's bad, but every time they talk about it, you are slowly desensitizing yourself towards it. And eventually it's to the point where you burst out a few words, and then it doesn't seem so bad. May Allah protect us from that. Friends can come and go. Your interests can change, but theirs won't. You start leaving your bad habits, but they choose to stay with them. Distance is something that is inevitable with a change in environment, and making yourself better is a good trade, even if you lose a few friends. Surround yourself in a good setting with good people, and these people will walk with you on the day of judgment. Because leading friends to sin and only sinning in a friendship, you're going to be blaming each other about why you led each other astray from the right path. Your friends should remind you of how temporary this life is, and the friends that you lose are also going to be doing the same. They come and then they go, just like everything in this life, including ourselves one day. The negative people should never stay, because we don't want to get caught into a cycle and fall into a rabbit hole of sin after sin. Friends can also come and go because they were never truly your friends in the first place. They never actually wanted the best for you, and now that you're taking the step to change for the better, they feel insecure. So they leave. And it is for the better, because as we get better, not everyone is going to accompany us on that journey. Sometimes even nobody will. But that's okay. Allah is with all of us, and if we fight to improve, we will be surrounded with new friends who want to do the same. Improvement goes both ways, and getting friends that want the best for everybody is a good way to detach yourself from any chances to go right back to your bad habits. Friends, they are beautiful, and they're a big part of our lives from the day that we started walking and talking. Not everyone is going to stay, and not everyone is going to fight for you. But people who call themselves your friends but do not have good character or an ounce of genuine respect for you are not your friends, really. They just want something from you, and they don't care. They don't want you to be better. Those types of people need to go. Surround yourself with individuals who care, both about themselves and you too, for the sake of Allah. Life takes different turns for everyone. Some people move away, others you don't see as much anymore. It doesn't necessarily mean they are bad people, but it's that Allah has a different plan for the both of you. Distance and losing a few friends due to self-improvement or a change in environment is not a bad thing. It never will be. Have faith in Allah no matter where you are, because a true friend will also be reminding you of that very fact. With that being said, I hope that you can look back at this podcast as a useful session. Remember what a friendship is from an Islamic perspective, and never let your friends be a blanket that makes you forget the deen. They should be people who remind you of it, whether it be in their character or the fact that they actually help you to get closer to Allah too. A good friend is someone who you can see with you in Jannah, not one who will take you to a fork in the road. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next time, inshallah.